Higgins, put those glasses on. You're live, bitch. Welcome back to the Dutch in Denver podcast. I am Dutch. I am in or around Denver. And instead of your daily dose tonight, we are joined by Hollywood Higgins for a um Wild Wednesday. He's a day early because he's got big shit tomorrow. Like, why couldn't you make tomorrow's podcast? Were you busy?
We need an extra day to film. Um, there's a new Nicolas Cage movie coming out, and we're
Are
doing a
you
little
in
bit
it?
of I'm not in it. I'm behind the scenes in this one.
Are you the stunt double?
No, I'm not the stunt double, but I found the stunt double with the receding hairline that looked just like Nicolas
Damn it,
Cage.
Higgins, I bring you on here for Hollywood inside shit. And you can't be on the podcast tomorrow, so we're bending over backwards to be on it tonight. I need a better excuse than I found the balding stunt double. Why the hell won't you be here tomorrow?
No, we're filming though. I have to get the stunt
But
double. It took me,
what is your role in the filming?
oh, I got to be there on set. I'm kind of the PA, the production assistant. It's not a
Isn't that
physician's
just a
assistant.
glorified secretary?
No, on set is kind of like the glue that holds everything together.
Okay.
For lack of a better analogy, but
Can you tell us the title of this movie?
I cannot legally tell you
Okay.
that.
So you're NDA'd out of your mind right now.
It may or may not be Face Off 2.
So I read about this that
Yeah.
Cage is gonna rip his son's face off,
Hmm.
and Travolta is gonna rip his son's face off.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everyone's like, "Oh, didn't he die in the end?" Like, oh, just because you take a harpoon to the heart doesn't mean you die.
Oh,
We're not
come
all
on.
the we're not all the crocodile hunter. We can take a fucking
Yeah,
harpoon to
advances
the
in modern
heart.
science, we can
Yeah.
definitely take a harpoon to the heart and still live.
If I mean, in that world, if you can take someone's face that looks nothing like you and put it on your skull and you look just like them, then yeah, they can save a guy that got a harpoon to the heart.
And
Anyway,
you're advising on this or just grabbing coffee
I'm gonna.
for people?
Oh, I mean, I'm in the room. Let's put it that way. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little bit more than a glorified secretary. I
So
definitely
when you
wrote
guys
all
go
the
watch
one-liners
Face
and
Off 2, you have to understand that Hollywood Higgins had a large hand in this production. And I don't care what the
all the
credits
one.
say or anything like that. Because if we get DMCA'd off of this, I don't fucking care.
All the one-liners in that movie, not all, maybe 96% of the one-liners I wrote.
Holy guys, we're talking to Hollywood real royalty right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm a little bashful. Like I don't know how to approach you. I mean, my first question is, can I meet Brad Pitt? Because I just want to.
Brad Pitt, I can't do Brad Pitt, but do you know Rob Schneider?
I don't want to meet him.
Oh, well, I
I
think
just want to
you
be
can meet Rob.
taller and bigger than Brad Pitt and shake his hand, and he gets on his knees because I'm bigger than he is.
I haven't seen Babylon. I want to see that movie he was in. It's all about pre-code Hollywood in the 20s. I don't know
Dude,
Brad
but that
Pitt. I have
okay,
not.
so let's clear some things up real quick about movies. And we don't normally talk about movies on this podcast because I don't like them, but Higgins gave me a couple of suggestions, and I'm not going to say suggestions, but told me to watch some things. Amsterdam was fucking stupid. Couldn't follow it. It was 2 hours of my life fucking wasted. Hated it. Um,
It's you have to think harder, Dutch.
eh, no, couldn't do it. I was building train stuff. Amsterdam.
You weren't paying
Wait, did we
attention.
say Amsterdam? Yeah, Amsterdam. Horrible.
It's all about the industrial military complex. It's
No,
talking about what's
Glass
going on right
Onion.
now.
Glass
Glass
Onion
Onion was.
turned it off
I thought it
after
was
20 minutes. Couldn't do it.
I thought it was better than Knives Out just because Knives Out was very predictable. It had a great cast. It had the detective
Bullet
guy, Bo,
Train,
whatever. I love Bullet. Okay, so Bullet
watch
Train's
that
not supposed to
movie.
be a good. It's not
No,
supposed to
no,
be a good movie. It's supposed to
watch
be an
that
action
movie.
fucking flick. I
Bullet
watched it. I loved
Bullet
it.
Train is awesome. Watch that
Yeah.
movie,
Okay.
folks.
I thought you were gonna say it sucked. I was
No,
like,
no, I
it's an
love that
action
movie.
movie.
That was
I was like,
great.
it knows exactly what it is. It doesn't give a fuck
Yeah,
about being
watch
realistic or
Bullet
anything.
Train. That's a great
And there
movie.
was there's quite a bit of
Amsterdam,
heart.
Glass Onion
Quite a
can
bit of
go
heart in it.
fuck themselves. Bullet Train,
Okay,
great movie. Watch it.
I would
I
put in
mean,
those three movies, Glass Onion definitely in the bottom, Bullet Train in the top. I thought, but Amsterdam is it's the kind of one of those movies where it's like it makes you think, and it's
I
set in a
hate.
time.
I couldn't even. No, fuck both those. Bullet Train, watch that. That's a great fucking movie. It's not great up there with like Inglorious Bastards, but it's just a good fucking movie for you to watch and have fun with.
And it's on
Tomorrow,
Netflix right now.
though,
So,
I'm gonna watch Top
Netflix.
Gun in the basement.
I still haven't seen Top Gun 2. I had no desire to watch it for some reason.
Okay, well, you're just fucking wrong. And well, I've already said this because I'm gonna watch it on the big screen. You know
Mhm.
the 95-inch big screen with the Dolby 7.1 everything. It's gonna be my own private theater. And if the first song I hear isn't Danger Zone, I'm turning it off and leaving.
Well, do you know Mark Norman, the comedian? He's pretty fucking funny.
No,
He has a crazy story, but anyway, he was talking about Top Gun on the Rogan Experience, the second biggest podcast besides
the
Dutch in
Dutch and Denver
Denver.
podcast with Hollywood Higgins.
Uh, yeah, and this is probably one of the reasons why I didn't watch it. He's like, and he talks funny, and he's like, first 30 minutes, a lot of cheese, but you might like that. I think it's just nostalgic
Yeah,
throwbacks
that's
to the
what I
first
want,
movie.
man.
So
I want
yeah,
Top Gun 1, just a little bit more of it. Instead of a 2 hour Top Gun 1, I want a 4 hour. Okay? I don't want anything other than a sequel and just seamlessly continue Top Gun 1. That's what I
and then
want.
the
I
only
want playing with the
I've s-
boys. I want fucking Danger Zone. I want Jets. I want, Vanilla Ice or what's his name? Iceman, Val Kilmer, chomping the gum.
he's
I want that, man.
he's he's in it, but he's like he has throat cancer. So like I saw this
He
scene.
doesn't
That's the
have a
only part of the movie.
speaking role.
He can't speak. So I've seen the only scenes from the movie I've seen is the scenes with him and Val Kilmer, and I think Val Kilmer is recruiting him, but he can't speak.
Okay. So what does
And
he sign it out to him?
I don't remember.
Because I
I
don't
was
think
watching it.
I don't think fucking Maverick knows sign language.
It's kind of a heart-filled scene actually. I think they cry
Mm.
in it, but and then there's like later he's dead, like he just died. Like, but
I can't take any more death, man. Goose died. I cried.
Goose's son is in I think he's like one of the main
Does he
co-characters in
still
the
have the
movie.
badass like blonde red stash with the crazy
He's like a
girlfriend?
it's a dark brown because it's the dude from Whiplash, that
No, you're
actor. I
speaking
don't remember
foreign
his
language to
name.
me. So,
Whiplash.
the
You should
gypsy
watch
is literally
Whiplash.
calling me during the podcast.
She knows. She knows maybe she didn't know it was on Wednesday. Actually, it's usually on Thursday.
No, she knew we talked about this because she's been waiting in the wings. Like, when are you guys gonna do this? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do this? So I'm just,
she,
I
she
mean,
was trying to fish. She was trying to fish a text conversation, which I hate. I'm like, like Naira, I love you, but like, it's just meet up in
ah,
person and talk. Like,
gypsy bitch. Remember, we're not
oh,
saying
gypsy.
names. We're
I was talking about Nair. I just nared my whole body.
You nared your whole body. Well, your face doesn't look
Yeah,
like it.
I'm getting ready for the cruise, so I nared my whole asshole,
How
my
did you
cheeks.
not put
You
that on
see
the
that?
podcast?
You want me to record it next time? It's wild. When I shave my body, it looks like Chewbacca's
Wait, are you
like
shaving or
free.
are you naring it? Because shaving
I
doesn't
just
burn as much as nair does.
well, you know why I said nair, but I
Yeah, I
shaved. I
know
used
why
the
you did.
Manscaped.
Yes,
Manscaped is
I
not a
know Jordan's
sponsor.
lagging.
I'm lagging.
Yeah.
Fucking Pauly Shore, dude. I told him to upgrade his internet in this
Oh,
fucking bungalow.
You're not lagging that bad.
Okay. Well,
I'm
who the
looking
fuck
at the
said that?
health and all this. Let's not worry about that because technical issues are the definition of this podcast. Like, stop worrying
This is the
about
most
that.
professional podcast out there. I can't be lagging.
Yeah, we haven't lost anything. We're good. Um,
Okay.
Still,
I still
Gypsy
hate that I can't
calling
see
during it
you.
isn't gonna make him lag any less. A
This
short
is what I'm
text would
saying.
literally work. Okay,
I
but
hate that I
dude,
can't see your
you can't
face.
call during the podcast
Is the
and
gypsy
tell me
on right
that
now?
he's lagging. Like that's not how this works. You can, if you had dual screen setup, you could watch him on YouTube. Because
I
I'm
mean, I
watching us and we
do.
look fine. You need to take like a step back.
A step back?
Yeah, perfect. You were very close for a minute.
You don't like my face?
Well, no, it was just like we only got like the top of your eyebrows and the bottom of your lip.
The fuck's going on my camera? I'm like in a mid shot right now. You want me
Yeah,
to go
you're
cowboy
perfect right
shot?
there. We love it.
Okay.
I want to talk about those curtains in the back though.
I don't know if that's Pauly Shore
From what
about that.
year are those from?
Pauly! I think he's in Vegas. He lives in Vegas. This is just like his Silver Lake bungalow. It's a fourplex.
So is
It's
Mandy
pretty.
with you at his place or have you left her?
No, she's at work, but she stays here with me while I'm in town. She has her own place when I'm out of town.
That's interesting how you guys have that dynamic. But let's get into some actual stuff with um no, Gypsy, I never said call me live during a podcast. You can text me, but you don't have to call me.
Can you put Gypsy on speaker? I want
What?
her on
Well,
this.
no, I can't answer it because that'll
Oh,
probably give it away. But let's talk about a. Did you watch the? And I've talked about this before, but did you watch the national championship
I checked the score at halftime and decided not to watch the
where
rest of the
Georgia
game.
decided to anally rape TCU?
I I don't know, it was a Sports Center hype, but I was really like rooting for the underdog there, and I was like,
Were
Jesus,
you?
yeah. Just
You
I
wanted
always if it's
TC to
not
win?
no, if I'm just saying if it's not my team, I usually just default to the underdog
Is
because
that
it's like
because
all
you
right.
feel you're the underdog?
No, it's just it's always cool to see stuff that's never happened before. So if I'm gonna watch a fucking game that's not a blowout, I'm not gonna watch it by the way because I don't care about those teams. But like if it's a blowout, I'm not gonna watch it. But if I'm gonna watch a game that's not my team, I want something that's memorable to happen. If TCU would have beat Georgia, that would be pretty cool. Like you know,
No, wouldn't have. That
and
would have
they,
fucked my book.
with your bets. But if they would have gone beat them and gone on to win a
That's all we
national
care about
championship,
is my. No, that was the national championship was TCU and Georgia.
really?
Yeah.
God, I'm fucking out of it. But as soon as
Okay.
USC lost, I just stopped paying attention.
Oh, dude, I did too. Like again, we discussed this. The greatest loss in the history of the world, most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. But let's talk
Yes.
about your NFL bets. On the last podcast, you showed up and you told me to pick the
Det-
Seahawks money line and Detroit money line,
Detroit.
and
Detroit
I
came
fought
through.
every every everything I know about gambling and everything in my body to place that bet. And I will be damned if you didn't hit that parlay, man.
I just know the coach of Detroit. He's new. He's a player's coach, and he said it himself. If you watch the pregame, he's like, because they asked him like, do you like, are you guys, now that Seattle won and you're not going to make the playoffs no matter what? Did that affect the game plan? He's like, no, I told my team either we win and go to the playoffs or they lose and they miss the playoffs. Like he didn't care about, it's like
Well,
the
no, but
Seattle
they
winner.
did care because Detroit and Packers are kind of rivals, and
Oh,
they
they are
wanted to
rivals, yeah.
spoil them, and they
Exactly. I think
did. But for
so.
you to call that because Detroit beat Green Bay earlier in the season, and I mean that's when everyone was like, "Rodgers is done. Fuck him." All this, and to call that game again is, I mean, we won money on it. I mean,
How much did you bet? $1,000?
no, we bet 100. Dude, you were on the podcast with us when we laid the bet. We bet
I know.
100. We cleared like 390. I'll give him his
You,
150. It just takes, a couple days to get it out.
do you ever think
Um,
like, man, if I would have put 10 grand on that? Do you
yeah,
ever think that?
but I also think that if I would have put 10 grand on it and lost, I would have been kicking your ass.
10 grand would
Okay.
have paid out 308,000 or 38,000.
38. Yeah. So
Damn.
we would have
No,
won
but
30 grand.
it was over a quarter million.
Yeah,
That'd be
but I
fucking
also
wild.
would have, if they would have not hit, I would have lost 10 grand and I absolutely would have been there kicking your ass,
Yes, you
physically
would have flown
assaulting you in ways
direct
you didn't
flight.
know were possible.
Like direct flight, you would ask me, "Can you pick me up?" And then I pick you
Yeah,
up and just
and then
beat the
just
shit out of
beat you
me.
at LAX to death, taking your car, gone home, and found Mandy. I wouldn't hit Mandy, but I'd probably tie her up in a closet. But it's a good
Well,
start. So let's. Do you do you want to give me some wild card games?
I mean, I felt it in my heart. I don't feel, you have to tell me the matchup this week because I don't feel in my heart that we can beat the 49ers.
Well, we don't have to bet
So,
on that, but I mean, you're
okay.
running a heater, so I mean, I'm not sure that.
I'm watching that game and I'm like rooting for my team to win, but I don't think, like last week I was like 1,000% sure Detroit was gonna win and Seahawks gonna win. For some reason, I knew. So you have to tell me these matchups if you get a feeling on
How did
this.
you know Detroit was going to win? So that's where.
We're talking about it. It's like, hey, if Seattle loses, they're playing hard to get into the wild card. If Seattle wins, they're playing hard to fuck over the Packers. Like it's a rivalry game, and it's like if we're not gonna win,
All right.
we might as well ruin. We might as
So
well
you
fucking
tell
ruin.
me, I'm gonna list you some NFL games,
Mhm.
and you tell me bet it or leave it, and then
If
if
if I
you
have a
say
feeling
bet it,
towards
we'll
it,
go into
if I have a
depth.
feeling towards it, then I'll say. But if I
All
don't
right.
have a feeling towards
We'll
it,
do your team, the Seahawks and the Niners. Bet it or leave it.
leave it. Leave it.
All right. Chargers and Jaguars.
Chargers are gonna win that game.
Okay. So right now the Chargers are 2-point favorites.
Hmm. They'll cover that spread.
Well, yeah, because I mean, barring like a missed field goal or something. So would you bet it or are you gonna leave that?
I would bet the Chargers beating the Jaguars.
Okay, but they're minus 130. So do you want to hit that? You want to play that game?
No, that's too easy, right? We want to go for stuff that's like, well, let
Okay,
me see the
so
rest
let's
of them.
do Dolphins Buffalo.
Buffalo's definitely gonna win. That's easy.
Yeah, but wait a minute. The Dolphins are 13-point underdogs. Is
They
Buffalo
don't
going to
have.
win by 13 points or more?
Yeah,
See,
I can't remember.
it's Dolphins at Buffalo. Does Buffalo win by 13 or more?
Are they actually gonna play at Buffalo because the weather's so bad?
Well, no, they'll play it.
I so they have to win by 2 touchdowns. I think they'll win by 2 touchdowns.
You think Buffalo will?
Yes, it's the
Okay.
playoffs. Everyone steps up, and then they're starting quarterbacks out for the Dolphins.
Yeah, two is out and the line just moved up. So I would take, let's do this. I'll take Miami plus 13.
Hmm.
You're going to take Buffalo and minus 13 for Ghost Pepper.
Okay.
So if Miami loses by 13 or less or wins, I win. So
Hmm.
Buffalo's got to win by 2 touchdowns.
When I pay up these ghost peppers, this is gonna be in one sitting.
Well, yeah, but you're going to eat one Ghost Pepper and then I'll give you a hug and then you're going to eat another one. You don't get to eat three at once.
Okay. Yeah, I
It'll
was
be
gonna say
individual
I was just
pain.
gonna no, I was gonna say I would just shove them all in my mouth at once
No,
and just
no,
be
no, no,
like,
no. These will be individual pain. Okay. New York Giants at Minnesota Vikings.
I got my
Vikings are
boy.
favored by 3.
You like that? I got Vikings for sure.
Well,
I would even say Vikings in a blowout.
uh, Okay, well, you could take the money or the points. You also have over and unders.
I just know the Vikings are gonna win, and they're gonna win by way more than 3 points. Wherever the cover, what was the spread?
3.
Yeah, they're gonna win
Okay.
by.
Well, you can't
Yeah.
really bet on they win by more.
What if we parlay
Yeah,
something?
we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay,
Baltimore and Cincinnati.
it's the Bengals for sure.
The Bengals
Cincinnati,
are 8.5 point favorites.
yeah. They, I mean, Lamar Jackson's not gonna play, right? Or is he still up in the air?
I think he's still up in the air, and that's why the game is still at 8.5.
Bengals are hot. Even if he comes back, he hasn't played for how many weeks? It's going to be a tough task on a bum knee to come back and beat the Bengals. So I'm for
All
sure
right,
Bengals,
let's Cowboys Bucks.
Bucks. Never go against Tom Brady with the choke artist cowboy girl or the cowgirls.
Cowboys
I fucking
are 2.5 point favorites, so you're gonna hit the Bucks.
Bucks.
Okay, is this
Cowgirls
one we'll
are
bet?
I will bet this game because the cowgirls always fucking choke in my lifetime.
I
Anyway,
I feel good about this one. How much should we
Tom
bet?
Brady, it's your money, man.
I feel like 500 is a good bet.
They're so Cowboys are favorite.
Yeah, by 2.5.
That's wild. I mean, they have a good squad, but like the last 3 games, Dak Prescott's thrown at least. I feel like he's thrown almost 2 interceptions in every game the last 2 or 3 games. For
So,
sure, the last game he threw 2 interceptions, bad interceptions. Like in the past, when he threw interceptions, like a bad tip,
so if we
the
put
receiver.
500, we'll win 1100. I
It's up
feel
to
like
you.
that's our mortgage bet game.
Okay, to win. So if everything else loses, you're still up.
Well, no, you and I are doing Ghost Peppers on the Miami Buffalo game,
Yeah, but okay, that one.
and I'm
But if
taking
you
the points.
we should look at all the underdogs and parlay the underdogs. If the Bucks are underdogs,
Well, no,
Tom
I'm not
Brady's
taking
never.
all of them
No, but
because
we should look at them all and say like, what's the realistic parlay? If none of them's realistic, besides the Bucks game, then we'll just go with a parlay that's realistic. But if there's 2 or 3 underdogs that are realistic to win, I would say go with
we
that.
just went over the underdogs. And let's
That's all the
face it,
games.
San Fran isn't gonna
You know,
lose.
I'm I'm rooting for Seattle, but I
Do you
agree
think the
with you.
Chargers will lose?
No, Chargers are gonna win.
They're gonna beat Jacksonville.
I think Herbert is one of the next big
Chargers
things.
at Jacksonville.
Yes.
All right, Ghost Pepper. I'm doing Jacksonville.
Okay.
All right, so and then Miami Buffalo. We already covered that one. Giants Vikings. Vikings win that game.
Yeah.
Baltimore Bungles. Bungles win that game. Right.
Bungles. Bungalows?
Bengals.
The Pauly Shore bungalows?
Yeah. And then Cowboys Tampa Bay. And I think Tampa Bay wins that game and we hit
Yeah,
that hard. That's our
for sure.
mortgage bet, man. That's our
Okay.
500 plus bet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hate Tom Brady, but he's growing on me with all this divorce shit and how much weight he's
Right?
lost
Like
and
imagine divorcing a Victoria's Secret supermodel who, I mean,
made more money than
granted
me for
looks
most
like
of
a
your career.
horse.
I think she's attractive.
Do you? I mean,
I
sometimes
don't
she's attractive.
I don't know what she looks like now, but when I remember like when he first got married, I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Super rich football player, attractive guy, attractive woman, millionaire. They have the same amount of money, basically power couple.
They don't have the
But
same amount of money though. She has way more money than he does.
really, I thought
Oh yeah,
okay. I was
yeah.
underestimating how much
Like,
Victoria's Secret models get paid.
dude,
I knew she had a
I mean,
lot of money, but I don't know if
tits and
like
ass
the
sell way better than football does.
well, I know we're going by his football contracts, but how many endorsements does Brady have? He has the
Yeah,
whole
but
avocado
Giselle had a lot more endorsements with tits and ass.
Mission Avocados is behind Tom Brady as avocado ice cream. But yeah. So if
All
they
right,
got
I've
divorced,
got our bets written down.
is he trying
You're
to
about to owe me a lot more ghost peppers, and then we're gonna mortgage bet the Tampa Bay game.
Then we just bet one ghost pepper.
No, we have the Miami Buffalo game and the Jacksonville game.
You took Miami?
Well, and
I
the
took
points.
okay.
So
So if
you,
you lose that, does that minus of the ghost peppers I owe
yes.
you, or is it just no? Okay, all right, I'll do
I
that
mean,
for sure. I was
unless
gonna
you
say
want me to eat one and you still have to eat the two.
no. I'd rather just get down to zero and keep betting
Okay,
these
perfect.
peppers.
So the Miami and then the Jacksonville game are ghost pepper games.
Okay,
And then the Tampa Bay game, we're gonna put real money on. We're gonna bet 500 and roll.
let me write this down. And when I say right, I mean put in my notes on my iPhone.
Why don't you just get Mandy to do it?
She's at work. So Miami, and I took Buffalo. Those are the
Well,
two
wait a
ghost pepper
minute. So
games.
you took Buffalo, but I get the points. So if
Buffalo
Miami
has to have
loses by 7, I win.
so Buffalo 14 points or
Uh huh.
more, right?
And then the Jacksonville game, you're taking the Chargers. I'm taking Jacksonville.
So Miami, Buffalo 14 points. And then just straight up, right?
Yeah.
Chargers.
Well, no
Chargers dub.
points on
No, for the Chargers. Chargers.
right
Yeah.
straight up.
Just straight up.
I mean, I'll
Okay.
I'll, I'll take points, but I don't think they're gonna win by 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think Jacksonville wins that game,
Okay.
and then the Tampa Bay game, we're putting all our money. We're putting $500 on
What does that pay out?
that. 1,100.
Nice.
So we could parlay it and pick an over and under.
All the over unders. I think we
So over
disagreed.
and under is 45.5.
We disagreed on a lot of the games that would make us money, though.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Let's do over 45. And then we, on our $500 bet, now we're at 2,000. So another $900 if we can pick the over and under.
I think the Vikings and Bengals.
No,
are
we're talking about the Tampa Bay game.
Okay. Oh, with the over under
Yeah.
on the same game. Okay, I was gonna say if
Yeah.
I can parlay it with like another game like
I
the
mean, we can,
Vikings.
but the odds are the same.
Okay.
So
What
are
was the
we
over
going
under?
over or under 45.5?
Ooh.
I mean, I clicked over.
I think over too.
Okay.
The,
Well,
the, the
we'll make the bet right now.
yeah,
Done.
three touchdowns,
Yeah.
field goal
Each.
team.
Yeah. All right. We're locked in, man.
All right.
If this doesn't go well, it's fine. That's the fun thing about gambling. Is sometimes it's great, sometimes it's bad.
It
All right.
makes games that you don't necessarily care about
Yeah,
more
that's why I
entertaining.
love gambling. Like fantasy football is fucking stupid. You're a loser and should kill yourself if you're still playing
But
fantasy football.
but no, but you can like when I played fantasy football, money was on the line.
I know, but how much money?
We all put in like $50 and the
Yeah,
payout
for the
was
entire season. So that's
for the
$50
entire
over
season.
16 games. You're
But you're
pathetic.
but you're still caring about every week because the
Right. Yeah,
payout
because
was
you're
like
a loser and you want to like, well, one player, some flex spot. Fuck fantasy football. You're a fucking loser if you play fantasy football. Okay? Be a man and gamble. Real money gambling.
well in
Points,
California,
spreads,
you
over
know,
and under.
it's funny that my
Find a
bar
bookie,
I go
bitch.
my bar I go to regularly. I know California, unless you're like a Native American casino, it's
I've
illegal
asked
to
you to
bet.
find me a bookie. It's not always
I need to
illegal.
ask him because I
Find a
talk to
bookie.
people at at the bar I go to, which is an
Find
awesome
me a
bar.
bookie.
But I guarantee they use bookies here because they all talk about the bets they're losing. And like, so they have a bookie. They live in California. And they have a bookie out here, and I think they use an app. So I don't know if they have a VPN or
No,
whatnot,
I don't want
but
an app. I want some guy with a literal like notebook to write bets down.
yeah, I don't know about that. You gotta go to the East Coast for that shit.
No, you have that in LA. I found one without you.
I don't
I
know because
asked you for this and you
the,
couldn't come up with it.
the people I talk to at my bar, they just use their phone, and they're doing it in California, even though it's completely
Yeah,
illegal.
they have VPNs and they're not betting like real money. Because Blipo does Bravado, which is like in Canada or Amsterdam, and there's an exchange rate and there's a whole bunch of lag time, and they pay you in like a unsigned check or some weird shit like that. I don't want that, man. You take
I've
my
also
money
heard that
immediately. I want my money immediately.
I've also heard that like you're like, oh, I'm gonna take my money out. Like, oh, we can't right now because
Right?
they're throwing your money into like an offshore account and doing all this
Mm-hmm.
weird illegal shit. And you're like, well, I just want my money right now. You get
See,
screwed
like the
over.
book I use, they take my money immediately. And when I
Hmm.
cash out, it's within 3 days, which I understand. Like, you're a huge book. 3 days is fine with me. But when I bet, like, the money is in my account as soon as that bet hits, within 5 minutes of that bet hitting, the money is in my account and I can see it. And then when I withdraw it, yes, it takes them 3 days, but I'm fine with that because they've never fucked me. Their VIG is reasonable and I'm good with it.
But yeah, you're teaching me more than I know
Oh, you're
because
gonna and Mandy's gonna be so mad because now you're gonna be like, and you're gonna go for like the DGen of the Year award because that's what I really want. Is I want all of us to be just degenerates, like gambling, drinking, drug addict degenerates who still function in society. But every
well,
once in a while, you just need that like one night a month to just degen it up.
I live by that actually. And
No,
once I
you don't.
sell,
You're not a
when I
degen.
oh, I'm a DGen
No,
for
you're not.
sure. Oh, I
Again,
am. I'm just
when
limited.
you're
I'm limited.
when you're
I'm
high on
limited.
cocaine, playing dominoes in the alley of a restaurant, betting money you don't have on games you don't actually understand, that's a degen. Like the degenerate of the year, this is compliments of Shane Irving, was that FTX guy. The one who had like the greatest Ponzi scheme since
Did
Madoff.
he get did he get murdered? One of the guys that got murdered, or he's still alive?
No, he's the FTX guy.
Yeah, but then a bunch of CEOs and stuff involved in that get murdered, like like overseas in other countries.
He's still alive. That's a
That's all that
total
matters.
degen. Like the guy put up a $250 million cash bail with money that he stole from other people. Like that's a degen move, man. And
4D chess. I can't be mad at it.
I mean, Kanye was up there for degen of the year.
It's pretty, yeah.
I mean, going out and saying a bunch
He's,
of dumb shit about the Jews. What the fuck, man?
I know like some people like he has a manic episode, but I feel like he's doing this all for a reason, if that makes sense.
No, I think he's mentally unstable because I mean, what reason
Like
is he doing this for? Like
I think
what
if
brand is going to pick him up now?
no, I think he has enough money. I think he's trying to get his daughter back. And if he can plead insanity, there might be some weird workaround in court. And he
No.
might be able to fight for some rights for his daughter. So I think maybe he's like, let's be as fucking stupid and crazy as
There's not a
possible. Gra-
workaround in court where you act like a crazy asshole and they give you custody of a child.
when you're a billionaire or almost a billionaire,
Yeah, but
which
he's
the Kardashian,
fighting Kim K for the daughter, right?
yes.
Well, she's a billionaire too who's not crazy saying anti-Jewish shit.
Well, she might be crazy, but she's definitely not saying anti-Semitic stuff.
No, dude, she's not crazy. Like the Kardashians, like as much as I hate them, they are not crazy. They are smart as hell. They have built an entire empire of billionaires based upon the fact of nothing. They
I
offer
think
nothing to this world.
I think that's why Kanye was trying to get his daughter
No,
out of
but
that
Kanye's a
because they're
rapper and he's an artist and a designer and he offers something. The Kardashians offer nothing.
that's what
Like
I'm
there's
saying. Like they're already trying to throw Northwest into that little cycle of like, hey, you're gonna be in reality TV and do this and
yeah,
that and
fine.
figure out what
I
you
would
want.
do that
And that,
for I
but
would
I
do that
think,
for
but I think Kanye was like, dude, I don't want my fucking daughter to be like you fake
I want her to be
asses.
an
You know,
anti-Semite yelling dumb shit on the podcast and stuff. And
yeah, but definitely something going on. But I thought
oh, the guy's
maybe,
mentally unstable.
and we all know that he has problems. He's like diagnosed, I think, and on medication
Yeah,
on
he's
and off.
bipolar. Or
So,
I don't
but
know,
in my
some
head, I'm
dumb
like, oh,
shit.
maybe I was like, maybe he's doing something on purpose because like who can go on multiple podcasts and be like, I love Hitler and say all this shit that's like the most ridiculous stuff. And please don't soundbite me saying I love Hitler and use it against
No,
me.
we won't.
But
We don't have that kind of editor yet. But we're
but
looking
like
out for the bourbon guy. That's your
it's
friend. We're just
clear.
gonna call him the bourbon guy.
But oh yeah, Dick Nush, um,
Dick
good man.
Nush. I guess we could do that
This
too.
this guy, this dog is an idiot. I bought he's like always trying to scratch his face. He's rubbing his face on the frame of the door, and I bought these combs that go in the corner with like bristles out for like
Hmm.
rubbing on, and he's literally 3 feet away from it, rubbing his face on the frame of the door and ignoring the little basically the combs I put on for him. So annoying. I want to fucking return them.
There's little cones they give to like cattle and shit.
Not a comb, but like it's basically a brush, a brush with a hinge, and you
Yeah.
put it on a corner. It's
Hmm.
for cats, but like,
No, it's for
he's been rubbing his
cattle.
face, cattle or cats, but yeah, and he walks right by that and starts rubbing his face on the frame of the door. Like, god damn it,
I
fucking
mean,
moron.
Mandy is of Orient descent. You could just chop him up and put him in dinner. They eat dogs
Yeah,
like
I
shit
mean,
over there.
worst case scenario, it's like that's probably why they were, kept around. Like, oh yeah, like we love this guy, but at the end of the day, it's like shit goes wrong.
Food.
We can eat this guy too. Yeah,
Not even
I
shit
just
goes
guarantee that's
wrong.
why.
It's just like we need some extra horse meat at the restaurant. And, My Little Pony is all out.
No, I mean like early man, like
Oh, that's why
homo.
domesticated dog is just something you can catch and
Yeah,
eat quickly.
yeah, because it's like, oh, we like these things as a company, but it's also like worst case scenario, we can fucking eat it. I
No, I
guarantee
think
that's
that
why
was they were
they're
hunting partners because there wasn't a worst case scenario.
her
Are
hunting
you out of a
partners.
drink?
But yes, I am.
All right, dude. You want to take a couple minutes and post an ad, and then we can
Yeah.
refresh our drinks and come back in like 2 minutes.
If you get Manscaped, I'll do it for you. I'll do the ad for you.
No, we have
Close,
a
close to my tank
we have a Nerd
getting
or Die ad that I haven't played in a while, and we're gonna do it right now. So Higgins,
right.
you got 2 minutes. Make a drink.
Make
We'll be right
all
back,
right.
guys. See, that was a nice ad. Now, all you need to do is go to Nerd or Die, buy some crap from them, use our stuff, because, like I said 150 times, um, I will continue to fund this shit. It would help if you guys would help. And I don't even mean monetarily. I mean like, subscribe. That's how we make our money. Higgins is living at Polly Shore's house. The guy needs fucking money. Look at him. How much weight have you lost in the past month?
Well, I almost died of dysentery, but
See?
definitely lost a lot of weight.
That's because you
It might
guys
be
didn't like and subscribe. You
that
dickheads.
and all this asbestos that Polly Shore left in the room.
Are they getting the asbestos out of there?
Speaking of asbestos, I know I'm changing subjects, but like I saw a meme that was like back in the day when the first were tobacco cigarettes. There were people talking like they're saying like, "Oh, this is very bad for you." The tobacco companies literally made an asbestos filter for the tobacco, thinking it was safer. Before everything came out, like, "Hey, asbestos causes cancer." Wild shit. There used to be asbestos filters for your cigarettes, so you can just light it and inhale asbestos.
First of all, it's asbestos. It starts with an E. I mean, it starts with an A, but
Whatever.
it's pronounced with an E.
I've never read it or written it.
Dude,
I just heard it, so I said it
Higgins, have
wrong.
you
All
ever
right.
watched the movie Thank You for Smoking?
No, but I know who's in it. The guy
Dude,
that played
you
Harvey Dent in it.
have to watch that. It
It's
is
all about him. Like it's like the legal fighting for like
it's not even
keeping
illegal.
cigarettes
It's just
legal.
like a lobbyist that, and I live by this my whole life. When so he presents a scenario that you're in an argument, okay?
Mhm.
And let's just in the movie they use this argument of ice cream, and I'll ask you, Higgins, what's your favorite ice cream?
I
Just
straight
name
up
one of the three, dipshit. Vanilla, strawberry, or
okay.
chocolate.
Plain strawberry is my favorite.
Okay. So in my argument, I don't have to prove that because in my deck of cards, I like chocolate. But I don't have to prove that chocolate is the best as long as I can prove that strawberry isn't the best. It doesn't have to be the worst, it's just not the best. And by default, if strawberry isn't the best, I've won the argument.
Okay.
And it's a magical moment. It's a great movie though, too. Um, but it's and I've lived my life by this that like to win an argument, you don't necessarily have to be right as long as the other person is wrong. And if I can prove that strawberry isn't the best, I don't necessarily have to defend chocolate. I just proved that strawberry is wrong and you're fucked. I know you have to think
Let
about
me-
that because you're small
No,
minded.
I get it. I was thinking of something else. I wasn't listening at all. Aaron Eckhart, who played the main guy in Thank You for
No, it was
Smoking.
Nick Naylor. Oh, that
I
was the
thought it
guy's
was
name.
Aaron Eckhart, though, the actor.
I don't know the actors. I think actors are
Okay,
morons.
you said you hate movies, but I think you like this movie. It's called Shot Caller. He plays the main character, the same
Is that
actor
where he
that
gets
played
out of
Blob.
prison?
Basically, it's the movie is this: him and his best friend and their wives go out for dinner. You go
Mm-hmm.
out for dinner, if you go out to dinner with the gypsy and me and Mandy, we have a handful of drinks. We can drive just fine, but legally, if we were to get pulled over and blow into something, we'd probably be like, "Hey, you're drunk, right? Like you DUI." But we can drive perfectly fine with a lot more alcohol percentage, which is legally allowed. Hmm. The movie is they had dinner, they're driving home, and they get in an accident, and because he has a percentage of alcohol that's above the legal limit, he gets tried for manslaughter because his best friend died in the accident. Like everyone gets hurt, but his best friend actually died. He gets manslaughter, and he's an outstanding citizen. I forgot exactly what he does, but he's a good person. Goes to jail for what's supposed to be like 6 months or 10 months. While he's in there, he gets dragged into that prison mentality or whatever. He basically gets sided with the Nazis in there, the neo Nazis, and what becomes 6 months. He does some favor for them, turns into it's crazy. It gets so fucking crazy. It's a good movie. It's on Netflix. Shot Caller. I
Okay,
think you'll
well,
like that
I
movie
can't do jail or prison movies for reasons we'll talk about later.
because you got raped
Like
in
I
the
can't
ass.
watch Blow, dude.
Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. I know it's great,
are
but
you serious?
everyone everyone says it's good, but I never watched
You've
it.
never seen Blow?
No.
So, I mean, fuck it, I don't give a
There's
shit.
so
Um, I've partied in my life, and I've partied harder than any of you ever have. So if any of you want to come at me and be like, I used to party Dutch, it's like, yeah, that's cool. I've partied, and I used to party with Coke.
Mhm.
And I stopped doing that because I'm an adult and I can control my urges. And I realized that, hey, if I ever went back to this, I mean, it'll kill me. And I mean, honestly, it would kill me. If I ever did it again, it would kill me because I would go all out. And I can't watch Blow because watching them do that drug makes me
Such
sick to my stomach
sick or
because I
makes you want to do
know
it.
where it was, is, can be.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Even
gonna say it
like, is
makes
it
you want to
Wolf of
do
Wall
it.
Street
Oh yeah.
where they do it?
It's a small thing.
I cannot watch people do that activity. And we can't, Hollywood, we can't say that activity, but you know what I mean. I can't
Yes.
watch people do it because it makes me sick to my stomach. And I remember where I was when, like, for instance, when I used to engage in that activity, I was sitting with a buddy and he did that activity and then he um like he we I mean his heart stopped because he was low on blood sugar because we'd been doing that activity for a while and he
Mhm.
just stopped right there and fell over and my instinct was instead of waking up, this is high school, waking up his mom or calling the cops or anything, it was to clear the table of that activity and then assess the situation. So I cleared the table of that activity and it was like, okay, well he's on the ground, not breathing. Now let's fix this. And yes, he survived all that blah blah blah. And then
Mhm.
that's when I realized that I can't do this anymore because I just chose that activity over human life and
Yeah.
never do it again. So that's a little insight into me. Shut up, nerds. I don't need anybody to be like, well, blah blah blah. Shut up. I trust me. I've been there. I've done that. I know. I don't do that anymore.
So
That's why I drink.
I so I was lucky enough to have parents that were like you, and all they told me when I got to the age of partying was like, just don't do coke or heroin. My mom was just,
No, you can't say
she's like, I
that.
still. She said, no, no. She's just being serious. Like, do whatever you want. Be
No,
safe.
you can't say
If
that
you,
on here. Don't
why
do
not?
that activity or the other one.
Don't do
Right.
that activity or
Perfect.
this schedule, whatever,
Yep.
whatever. Those particular activities, she was like, I still crave one of them, and the other one's awful. So I always took it to heart, and I was a late bloomer. I was pretty good. I didn't do stuff until I was 21 or over, honestly, to be honest with you. And so and later in life, I don't do that stuff now, but I do other things like we're talking about doing you know
You
doing
can
a
say
little
ayahuasca. It's legal. We can talk about that.
ayahuasca trip. Okay, so ayahuasca. But I love psychedelics. I think psychedelics are a great way if you're stuck mentally or depressed. It's a great way to get into a different mindset, into a different focus. So,
I
and
don't think they're good if you're depressed, but continue.
you can. I think it could if you go in with a mindset with people
No,
around you
because
that are like, hey,
inherently,
no,
if you're
like
depressed, you're a
that's the
psychedelic isn't going to fix that.
no. What I'm saying is, if you're around the right people, like, right, here's this. Set before you take it, set an intention. I am taking this because I want to evaluate this or evaluate that. I've done a lot of drugs, and it's like when you set an intention, like besides partying and having a good time, if you set an intention and you're like, all right, this is why I'm doing this, and you think about that the whole time, it really affects your trip. So I think it can help people with depression. It can. I know a lot of people that use microdosing of mushrooms, which is legal in California, and it's like they do use that for depression instead of like medicine. Certain medicines they can affect you. Antidepressants can gain. You can gain a lot of weight. You can just lose your energy. All you want to do is lay around, do nothing. But like a natural mushroom that grows from the earth,
that
which
you
is meant
can't
to be used. If
regulate.
you can't regulate,
Well, you
if
can't
you
because what's stronger, one mushroom this size or another mushroom the same size? That's what I'm saying is like if you're gonna do drugs, you're frozen. Oh my god, we lost Higgins. So this is my time to say whatever I want to say, and he can't fucking say a word. Higgins, fix your internet. Um, so there's something to be said about doing drugs or things like that. Okay, the natural stuff can't be regulated, and I don't mean regulated by the government. I mean by like one mushroom, two mushrooms. You don't know how potent those mushrooms are. What I'm saying is like if you have a pharmaceutical drug like Percocet or hydrocodone, any of those things, those are scientifically formulated to be clean, and we shouldn't we shouldn't get into this. We should probably talk about other things, but let's find out where Higgins is. Uh, Here he comes. Maybe. I don't know. He's back in the thing. Uh, yeah, we shouldn't probably go into that.
I don't know what happened, but my Discord disappeared.
Yeah, it crashed. You're so there's no video for you.
Anyway, I
Let's
was
not roll
saying,
into the
what's
drug thing.
important is set an intention, have safe people around you
I
when you
know, but
take these.
the point I'm making is that an eighth of mushrooms, you can eat an eighth of mushrooms and get fucked up off your ass, or you can eat an eighth of
Um,
mushrooms and not be fucked up your ass, because they're natural. So that
yes,
one eighth might be more potent than the other eighth. And if you
that's the
do
thing. My
pharmaceuticals, they're all the
my
same.
friend, so my friend, she makes like not luxury. What's the right word? She
Designer.
gets paid. No, she makes she gets paid to make uh
Yeah,
ah,
designer
there's a
drugs.
word. No, for food though, not designer drugs. Like you're making a food, or what's the proper word
Designer
for
food.
like? But that's not designer food. But anyway, she makes high quality food with marijuana, which is legal in a lot of
Yeah,
states.
designer food.
Sh Anyway, she got in contact with someone, a scientist that was actually getting he was getting paid to do studies with psilocybin.
Uh huh.
He gave her a mason jar, like a full mason jar full of mushrooms, and this is a little bit. This one why I'm saying it is that they grew it in a lab, so they're kind of in control because when you, like you're saying, your point was like these grows in nature. We don't know how strong they are. These were grown in the lab. They're they're way more uniform than what happens in nature. So that was like, all right, they can kind of control it. It's still they're still variable, because it's like variable per mushroom, but
Yeah.
because it was grown in the lab with the same exact ingredients, it's a little different between this mushroom patch that some cow dung was on versus that mushroom patch with this cow dung was on that happened to grow naturally, or whatever poop was on it, whatever fertilized it. It was a little bit more stable. And she gave me a handful of that stuff, which was probably worth like $500. She just gave me a handful because she's like, I'm just experimenting with it because she was trying to figure out ways to make high quality versions. Because he's like, I give these to patients for studies. It tastes like it tastes like
Oh,
fertilizer.
it's
Like
awful.
it grows. I kind of personally like it, but it tastes like fungus
No,
grown
you
from
don't.
poop.
You don't like
Yeah,
mushrooms. The
I
taste
eat
is
mushrooms.
awful,
I,
man.
I eat, it's like it's natural. I eat it. I drink it with orange juice. It's fine. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. But I'm saying the stuff she gave me, I was like, oh my god, it was so strong because it was grown in the lab. And what's I don't know where I was going with this. The alcohol hit me, but psilocybin. If you don't know this, it's because she's a chef, right? She's a chef.
Who is
She's in
this? Do I
Vegas now.
know her?
No, she's a
This
Jamaican. I
isn't
met in
our
Hawaii.
pets,
Now
right?
you don't know her. She's Jamaican from Hawaii. When I was living in Hawaii for a while for a
Jamaica
couple
and
of movies
Hawaii
out
are
there.
really far apart.
Yes, but she was out there when I met her, and
Okay.
she had and there's a military base, a few of them in Hawaii. So like a lot of people, military people from Florida and those Caribbean countries that are American citizens when they're born there, crave that food. So she making more money doing that. Then she got into the cannabis industry. When she met this person who's like, "Hey, you're really good with cannabis. Can you do this with psilocybin mushrooms?" She's a chemist. That her degrees in chemistry. She's just like, "Well, it's a little different because marijuana you can cook. You can cook that super high. It doesn't kill off the
Right.
THC or the CBD. Psilocybin is a very lot lower boiling point. She's like half the stuff she would wanted to do to make it like for his patients because he wants to make them eat it, make it easier. Because like you said, like to some people, still like mushrooms taste like shit. He was just like, "Hey, can you make this in a form that's like I give it to my patients and it's like not too bad. They can eat it and then it's a little bit
Like a
easier." She's like, "All
gummy.
right, cool." So she did gummies and she also did chocolate covered mushrooms because if you cook the mushrooms to a certain temperature, the psilocybin is burnt off.
So why
But
wouldn't
she
you
was
just
like,
use acid at that point?
because they're doing psilocybin studies, LSD is completely different from
I know
psilocybin.
it's different, but it's also purer and better. Like again, refined
Yes,
chemistry as opposed
but the
to dude, if I have a
refined.
tomato patch, okay, and I
No,
grow
I agree with you.
tomatoes,
I agree with you. But that specific scientist was being paid to do studies on
okay,
psilocybin
and I
mushrooms.
think that's a poor way to do science, is because nature is a horrible, crazy bitch. Like,
It
let's
might
just
just, it might just, it might just
let's
be a
take
loophole
drugs out of it,
because
and let's talk about tomatoes. If I have two
yes.
tomato plants in the same location, same tomato plants, I mean,
Hmm.
you're gonna have some tomatoes that are sweeter than others, thicker skin, things like that. That's just a nature thing, and that's my whole point. Is that at a certain point, let science refine this stuff into tomato paste. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all
So
consistent and all perfect, instead of you just buying a pint of cherry tomatoes that half of them are like super sweet and the other half are not as sweet.
So I agree with you, but the legality of it is probably part of the problem. And then second of all,
Are
I
you
never done.
advocating for like
I
legalize everything?
I don't mind that, but what I'm saying is
Can't
like
legalize
when you
everything.
have when you have the science created tomatoes, I
But we have that. It's called
I
acid.
no okay, I don't want to say acid because they gave me shit before. So I'm like, so in acid, every person I've ever talked to said acid is extremely different from mushrooms.
It
I've
very
never done
different.
acid. Yes. So how can it's like apples and oranges? You're like you're asking me like why didn't they just do acid? It's more
Because we have
controlled. Like, well,
we have tomato paste and then ripe tomatoes, which is
but yeah,
very
that's a
different.
different thing. That's a different thing. You what you're saying would only be true with mushroom. But I'm saying like you're saying applesauce and tomato sauce, two different things.
No, no,
This scientist was studying. No,
I'm
no,
saying
this
tomato
scientist was
sauce
studying. Okay,
and raw tomatoes.
but it's still tomatoes, so
All right,
that's wrong
ask
because
Mandy if you can do acid.
LSD and mushrooms are different. So to compare
Yes.
So to compare fresh tomatoes and tomato sauce is comparing different aspects of psilocybin
Huh?
mushrooms.
So you shouldn't,
So
because all tomatoes are different, but all tomato paste is the same.
yes, but what you're comparing to is apples and oranges.
No, no,
LSD is
they're
its
all
own thing.
tomatoes.
No, it's not because psilocybin affects your brain differently than acid.
It's not your
It's two
brain.
different
It's
compounds.
mushrooms is extreme food poisoning.
It still affects your brain. It makes you release
Right.
psilocybin, which your brain
But wouldn't
releases
you
when you're
want
dreaming.
something that's been like chemically curated to be right
No,
on.
so I agree that it's safer, and it's safer
I'm not
because
saying safer. I'm
it's
just saying better.
okay. It's better because it's controlled. But then you're
Yes,
comparing. It's like it's comparing tobacco and marijuana. It's two different things. Yeah, you smoke them and you get a little high. You get a little head high from your tobacco high, but it's still marijuana and tobacco.
guys,
So you're comparing
we're
it.
going to
You're
give Higgins tomato paste.
you're wrong here. Just admit it. You hate admitting you're wrong. Like you're
I've
comparing
never been wrong a
psilocybin
day
to
in my
LSD.
life. Are you
No,
going?
that's my saying.
If I give you
Psiloc
tomato paste, will
Hollywood
you do
Higgins
it?
is I will butt chuck tomato paste if you agree that
No,
psilocybin mushrooms
I'm
and
gonna.
LSD are completely different.
I'm. I will
You get a
give you
funnel.
tomato
You get a
paste.
funnel. I'm completely shaven, so we can film this. You can see my Mickey Mouse tattoo on my ass. I will spread my
Really?
cheeks. You put the funnel on my ass, and you're
Show
like,
us a
if
Mickey
you,
Mouse right now. Don't show us your butthole though.
hey, the gypsy's seen it before.
I know, but it was on a Frozen podcast. What the fuck were you thinking?
I was thinking that all my friends are like, hey, we're psychopaths. Let's get our favorite cartoon characters on our ass cheek.
Mickey Mouse
And I
is your
said,
favorite cartoon character?
yes. I have a picture of me. It's a video and some pictures of
Okay,
me as
we're gonna
two-year-old,
move on
two-year-old
from
Jordan,
drugs real quick. How was Mickey
two-year-old.
Mouse your favorite cartoon character?
It's kind of it's like a shoe in because there's pictures of me running and hugging Mickey when I was 2. So I was like, all right, that's my favorite cartoon
Nostalgia?
character. Nostalgia.
Mickey Mouse is your favorite cartoon character?
I will say that because he's my first favorite. I
All
have
right.
a picture when
So,
I'm two
how do
years
you
old
feel
running
about
towards
how
him.
South Park portrays Mickey? Like
Oh,
some
it's completely
dictator
realistic.
yelling it and all that shit.
I mean, it's a puppet for the Disney Corporation, but yeah, it's really realistic. And
I
I
mean, it
grew up,
kind of
I got
is.
older. I love Doug. I watched all those '90s cartoons. They're fucking.
Dog.
If you watch them now, you watch them now, you're like, what the fuck is this show about? Like
No, I went,
Rugrats and
who the fuck
Hey
is
Arnold.
Doug?
Doug? You don't know Doug?
No, I don't know Doug.
How old are you, dude? I thought you
I'm
said you're
older
gonna
than
be
you.
40. You're older than me, but you didn't. Doug
My
Funny, his last
cartoons
name.
are like Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny. Who the
He
fuck
looks
is
like him.
Doug?
Doug Funny, the Rugrats, Hey Arnold, even SpongeBob. I was in high school, but I still watched it. Flapjack was a fucking weird ass cartoon. I met the creator of that, the little bearded guy that had to be 4 feet tall.
I don't even know what to respond to that with.
Wild Thornberries, Tim Curry.
Who?
Tim Curry.
Yeah, you can just start saying things. I can too. Bill George, Billy Williams, Mike Smith. Those don't mean anything to me. Who the fuck is Doug?
How old were you in the '90s? In your 20s? You're not that old, dude. You're acting like,
I
woo.
wasn't in my 20s, but I was in
Did you
my
watch?
early
Did you watch?
teens.
Did you watch Ren and Stimpy or Johnny Bravo or any of that shit? Cow and Chicken.
So I know who Johnny Bravo is. I think it's stupid. Cow and Chicken's dumb. Ren and Stimpy, I've never understood. Also,
It was.
the Gypsy says I would like Rick and Morty. Never seen it.
I know the guy that created it. Goes to my bar. I'm always at. I'm
Would
always
you?
drinking that.
Do you think I would like or Rick and Morty?
It's hard because I feel like you're a hater. So
I'm an
I feel
anomaly
like I feel
wrapped
like
up in an
if
enigma.
I feel like if I just recommend something, you're gonna hate automatically.
Well, no, I've liked some
Uh,
stuff you've recommended. Like, what have you
Rick and
recommended?
Morty. Uh,
Bullet Train.
I said Bullet Train. Yeah. Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty, so I'd recommend it to anyone.
But do you
I'm
like
not confident.
Archer and Always Sunny?
Archer knows. Yeah, they're not fucking shovel a rum ham down my throat because I was like, we should do a rum ham.
Dude, someone's. I gotta talk to the AV guy. We're not gonna say his name on here because I don't know if he wants to be part of this yet. But and he's very fucking expensive. Holy shit! I know he's trying to start a business, but damn, man.
Dick Nush? No, he
If
has a
he could
business.
fix those 2 episodes of you eating rum ham,
I know all my friends and family are like, "Oh, it's great," but the fucking sound was off. I'm like, really?
yeah. No,
Like,
it's
I was
way
like, well,
off.
I was like, well, I just showed up wasted and ate fucking rum.
No,
So
the
I don't.
sound and the sound in the video is way off. And if he could fix that, I'll give him $500. I'll tell you what.
Well, ask him.
I'll
Dick
text him
Nush.
tonight if he can fix it, and the
Dick.
money we win off of your bets will pay
Okay.
him
He's like,
to.
all right, I'll do it for a ghost pepper.
I don't think he would.
No,
He's
he
a
hates spice.
professional,
He's a ginger freckled fuck. He
but he
hates
likes
spice.
bourbon. Like I want to give him some of that pin. Oh, dude, I learned something about Pinhook.
What's that?
There's like 9 bottles a year.
Really?
Yeah, like
So
my brother told me about it. He's like, there's a silver, there's a blue, there's a purple, there's an yeah. So
so at that wedding we went to, the
no,
pinnock
I
that
had
you gave
one
me a little,
bottle and I should have had 9.
but you gave me a sip of it. It was delicious.
Yeah,
That was like one of 9.
for that year, yes.
I feel so special now.
But
I gotta
I
buy
have a
that.
new
I
one.
gotta buy. I gotta buy the Essentia because I know you don't like rum, but like I
No,
told you, the
no, I like
Essentia
rum,
rum.
but I like so
Okay,
I have it packed and I will bring it to you. I have a bottle of Pussers I will give you.
okay. If it's better than Essentia, then I'll bow
Oh,
down to you
it's
because
straight like it's pure cane rum
Mm-hmm.
from where they make rum, and
Yeah,
it, you can search Pussers now.
I'll look it up right now. So Essentia is 24 years age. That's why I think you'll really like it. It has this crazy. Would you
Yeah,
say Pussers?
Pussers rum.
Pusser.
Hmm.
Oh, it already popped up. Yeah, so like Essentia is 24 years aged.
No, but this is cane sugar rum, which is Cynthia
Brit-
isn't.
British Navy.
Yep, this is cane sugar rum made in one of the colonial islands that Britain.
They're like, I know we're gonna make rum now because the Queen wants you to. Rest in
Queen's
peace.
dead.
Hey, hey, do you think that okay? We should make a ghost pepper bet on if 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 Harry's dad will survive the inauguration. It's in March or
Yeah,
later.
he'll
He's gonna
win.
be.
He'll
You think?
survive. But
Do you think
Harry only
his hands looked a little swollen? I thought his fucking hands are gonna blow up from all the gout.
he'll survive. Whether it's his actual body will be different.
Do you think the Queen died weeks before they actually announced it? And they're just
No,
like, hey,
no,
they planned it. They're like, hey,
no. I
this
don't believe
just
in that conspiracy theories. Because again, like I talked about this without you because I do the daily dose now. But like
okay.
Henry, or is it no? Is
Henry's
it
the
Henry?
dad.
No, Henry's the ginger who married the black chick.
No, that's Harry.
Who gives a fuck?
Harry's. I know because Mandy made me watch the whole Netflix documentary,
Fine. The
which is
guy who
interesting.
married
But
the American and they live in
Mary,
Canada now.
no, they live in Montecito, which is like an
I
hour
don't
north of
give a
where I'm at right
fuck.
now.
He went on 60 Minutes and said a bunch of dumb shit.
It's pretty wild.
Okay, no, it's seeing that's where you lose me. Like I don't understand why we care. Like we literally
No,
fought a war in
no one,
1776 to
no,
tell
no,
these people to go fuck yourselves. We're
no
out.
one cares. No one cares. The
Lots of
people are
people do.
just
He was on
bored.
60 Minutes.
No one watched it, and the only reason why people know about him is because Oprah. They're like, oh yeah, fucking let's
Yeah,
get
but
Prince Harry on here. But like, the
why
average American is like, who the fuck are you talking about?
no,
Who's
I
Meghan
don't believe
Markle?
that. The gypsy like cried when the queen died.
Why?
I,
That racist old wench.
I think we call her colonial. But
She's
again,
yeah.
why do we care about anything England is doing? We fought a
I
war to get
don't.
the fuck away from them.
I pay attention because of the imports of Guinness and stuff like that. But
Yeah, but Guinness isn't
other
English.
no, it's Irish.
It's
Yeah, you're
Irish.
right. Newcastle, Newcastle.
American.
Mm, but
It's an
it
American
started.
brown ale.
I can't think of one British beer. Fuck them.
Well, why are you worried about? Do you not drink British tea?
No, I'm part
Oh, because
Japanese,
tea's
so I drink.
fucking gay.
I drink tea like when
You drink
my throat's
tea?
fucking. My throat's fucked up. I drink green tea and honey.
No, when I was in LA, I was sick, and the gypsy was like, "Here, drink this tea," and I did, and I literally shit liquid for 3 days.
It's called a cleanse.
Well, it was just
Was,
tea.
was that a tea or was that like the Hollywood cleanse? Because
No, it
they
was
like
tea.
getting
Like I looked at the
like,
box, it
hey,
was just British black tea, and I literally shit my pants for 3 days
they're like
uncontrollably.
here, like you gotta wear a bathing suit on camera next week. So drink this tea every night and just
It
shit your guts
was,
out.
man.
Yeah.
It was uncontrollable liquid diarrhea.
But they know how I feel for the last month,
What's
which
wrong
is
with you?
like I have
I've heard
dysentery.
like Mandy text me and the gypsy text me. He's like, Jordan's fucked up. I was like, what's wrong with
Who's
him?
Jordan? I'm Hollywood.
Yeah,
Listen.
you said your name 100 times. You know that. All right, so Higgins is fucked up, and
Listen,
you
I'm
dropped
fine.
15 pounds,
I weigh 215 pounds now. I have abs. That's all that matters.
dude. I
I'm camera
crushed.
ready.
I beat 250. I'm 254.
It's it's fine. We have a rematch. I'm going for your ribs.
Well, give me another 2 weeks for them to heal, and then I will literally destroy you because I probably will at that point have 50 pounds on you, and you'll just be like, "Wow, that's a fat person choking me,"
I get like in a great position, but like I can't lift him.
right?
He's too heavy.
Like,
This is why there's weight
and
divisions.
that's the thing I've argued forever is that at a certain point I'm just bigger than not you
there,
specifically, but
no, that makes sense.
you
But
generally.
my quality is pretty low on the grappling.
I know,
There's
but
a quality of like double black belts or like that.
well, yeah, no, I
You have to
wrestled
do
in
you
high
have to
school, so I can.
you have to be like 400 pounds to make that work. Because like Dylan Dennis, he's just a
But at a
fucking
certain
beast.
point, I
He's
just weigh
juiced
more
to the
than
go.
you do, and if I lay on your
Yeah,
chest, you die.
exactly.
And I
But
mean,
there's
I don't
people
even.
that like have technique that cannot get into the positions that you would
It,
get me in because my
well,
knowledge
and
is not as good as theirs.
that's what I'm saying is
So
that at
like,
a certain point,
yeah,
your technique doesn't matter just because no matter how good your technique is, when you're 150, you can't throw around 250. Like you're not big
yeah,
enough, and I just pancake
physics.
you and you die.
Yeah, there's physics involved.
Right, and that's
But the best jiu-jitsu player right now is probably 240 pounds, dude. He's
dude. I
juiced to the
can't
gills because they
imagine,
they don't
but
test in the jiu-jitsu leagues. So Dylan Dennis, he bleaches his hair so he looks like he's an old man because it's like white, but he's not that old.
no,
But
no,
he's
no.
like
So
250 pounds of like muscle, and it's like good
yeah,
luck.
so now you're talking about something different because jujitsu is like um it's different. And if you have someone who's 250 pounds and knows that, you cannot beat
Yeah,
them no matter what. You can have a
exactly. That's like
900-pound
no, so
ogre
like
and
so Thor from the Game of Thrones, the actor,
I couldn't tell you.
he's like 6'8", 400 pounds of muscle, like 350 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, would
I
die
watched it.
to a jitsu guy.
Yeah, so I watched a video with him going against like a 250, 240
Nah,
pound
he'd
Dylan Dennis,
die.
not Dylan Dennis. Oh, what the fuck's his name? Dylan Dennis is the other guy. Fuck, I can't remember his name. Oh my god, I know his name. I'm fucking it up. But anyway, if you look at him on YouTube, he goes against him, and like this giant guy is going against like a 6'1", 240 pound muscular black belt who's like the
Hmm.
world's best right now. He's getting like manhandled by the
Yeah,
guy half his size, and it's like it
it's
looks
very,
crazy.
it's like Muay Thai. Okay,
Yeah.
Muay Thai you can't compete with. Like if you know what you're doing, dude,
But
they've
they have
been
so it bothers me with Muay Thai, and I know this because I barred with my friend as a black belt in Muay Thai, and I have no besides
careful.
watching boxing, And I was like, hey, dude, like let's spar. He's like, we're just for exercise. But I was like, I don't know any kicks. He's like, oh, we'll just do punching. So Muay Thai's punching is very limited,
Uh-huh.
but it's only limited if you take away the kicks and the
Right.
elbows, right?
Well,
So
I
that's why
mean,
but I gained from that. You take away the weapons that you're supposed to use.
yes.
I know that. So it's definitely a
Because
disadvantage.
if you
But
take
like
away the
me
kicks, it's
me
no longer
being
Muay Thai.
but but me being a guy that just knows a little bit of boxing and I have long arms and I'm pretty strong and athletic, I fucked him up like bad. And I don't know what the fuck I was really doing. I was like, dude, I never trained boxing. I
Well,
was
yeah,
like, I
but
just
you took away the strength of Muay Thai. Like, you
was I'm
can't.
saying.
That'd be
So if
like,
I only, but if I were to learn, like, all right, this knee and kick's coming, how to defend that, and like use what I
no,
use to
taking
fuck him
your
up.
gut.
But all I did was jab his face off because Muay Thai is
Hmm.
here because like you want here, elbow, elbow, knee, and then kicks. It's here. I just fucking jabbed his fucking face off with like
That's
super
why,
monkey arm.
in my current situation, um, I hit first because I can get all 250 pounds of me behind one punch. And if I hit you
Yeah,
first, you're kind of like, oh shit, my face is
but
fucked up and I have nothing else to do. So, it's
it
like
only, but it
Tyson
only
said,
works
man.
like
Everybody's got a plan until you get hit in the face.
exactly.
And then you're kind of
But
like,
then,
well, shit.
but every once in a while you meet that one guy who's like, I just hit this guy as hard as I can, and he's looking at me like, that's it.
Well, yeah, I
So
try not to hit the guy who's 300 pounds. Okay. I go
you
for the
never know.
less than 250. Oh, I can tell.
You never know. You can tell, you can
Also,
guess
I
an
try
idea.
not to fight people anymore. I'm getting up there in age. I'm pushing
Oh yeah,
40. I don't want to fight. But
I
I
don't
can
look for
promise
fights
you, if
either.
you're some young punk, I will hit you in the face. It will hurt. You will fall to the ground. It'll be the last dumb thing you said.
Especially if alcohol is involved, and you're like, hey, I can't feel these first 5 punches I throw at you, because
I
the
don't
next
even
day you're
need
like,
five. I
hey,
need one.
well,
You
one or
just,
two, and you're like, even one, you're
no,
like, I
it's
can't make
one.
a fist.
You get
Yeah,
your
I can't make a
fist,
fist
okay?
in the morning.
And you put all 250 pounds up and through the nose, and they're done. You don't want to hit them
Yeah,
directly on the nose. You want to get them under the nose, and they're done.
yeah, upward motion, or just on the
Yeah,
jaw.
not an uppercut. No, no, nose.
The
Just
jaw,
under the
because
nose and hard.
but if you get the nose, yeah, that's perfect. Even a palm strike's better.
Yeah.
But if you hit them on the jaw, what puts people out is the twisting of the brainstem at a very fast rate, and it actually shuts the brain off for half a
Again,
second,
I'm
and it
250
makes you.
pounds. When I'm out there next, I'll hit you once, and you'll see what happens.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
you
put the
won't.
gloves
You'll
on.
wake up later and be like, "Damn, that hurt." It's like, yeah, I told you. Because
Hmm.
I'm a one punch guy. Like if my one doesn't do the job, I'm
You're
fucked and I have
screwed.
to run. But I also will
Like,
probably have friends that are gonna kill you too. Oh yeah, I have a gun behind me and I'll shoot you.
it always helps.
But yeah, I'm too old for fighting anymore. I don't want to fight with you. We can talk this out. I know you're young and not you personally, but I know you're some young punk at the bar that wants to, impress, you know, Tits
No one
McGee
wants
over
to
there.
fight. Like the people that want to fight, like you said, are those young guns. They're trying to prove something, but like
Right. And they're usually the
no one
ones that
wants
get the
to.
shit kicked out of them because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Hopefully, because if you're poking the bear and it's like someone that's like not
Don't
giving
poke the
in, it's like
bear.
it's probably someone that's like, hey, I should have knocked you out already, but like I know it's not worth it, and I know what I can do to you, and then they finally hit you. It's like you fucked up. Like you poked the
Yeah.
bear that many times. It's because that guy. Only reason why you last that long is because that guy decided like, hey, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Gave him
And
five
it's like,
chances.
I don't want to kill you tonight. So just stop. And they don't understand that, again, pushing 40, I've been in some fights. I'm okay in fights. I know what to do. And if anything goes wrong again, I can just pull out my gun and shoot you in the face. And then you actually have lost because you're fucking dead. So when I
Yeah,
tell you, just it's not worth your time, Chief. I'm sorry for whatever I did. I'll buy you a beer. Have a good night. You should probably
yeah.
take that beer and just shut your mouth and leave. Because what happens
Yeah.
next is really bad for you.
And in the morning, you're like, that was dumb. If you get in a fight, like no one's like, oh, that was smart. Even the guy that won the
Yeah,
fight was
no,
like, that was
even if you
fucking.
win the fight, you wake up and
You're
you're
like,
like, well, like you and I, we wrestle, we weren't even fighting, we were just
we're just,
wrestling,
yeah, and it's
and
like, oh,
I'm not sure anyone won, but I woke up the next morning like that was really stupid because I have two cracked ribs, and for the next 6 to 8 weeks, I'm gonna cry every time I breathe, laugh, do anything.
all I
So
remember
again,
was like, I
you
was like,
know,
Dutch has a pretty good choke on here. Like, let me get out of this. And I remember like kind of slamming the floor. And that's all I
ugh,
remember.
and
A lot of alcohol was involved.
I may have won the battle, but I sure as shit lost that war.
Yeah, because I woke up in the morning, like, yeah, my neck's a little sore. Like, I can't sit up in bed. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't
I
move. And it was like, yeah, he might have
was
tapped
like,
out, but I can't move for 6 weeks. It's not worth it. So again, if you're some hotshot trying to impress a girl, she doesn't care about that. You know what women care about? Your ability to watch football and tune them out.
that's probably it. It's just as
No, no,
bad.
they'll bitch about it, but that's really what that's the signal of man. Grow a beard,
It's better than
um, watch football and
and
tune them out.
the best way to grow a beard is pussy juice. Old man
Um,
told me that.
testosterone?
No, you get pussy juice on it. It's like Rogaine.
Okay.
Grows out. So all you guys out there that are fresh faced 30-year-olds that can't grow a beard,
If you're
eat some more
30 and
pussy.
can't grow a beard, kill yourself. Pussy isn't going to help you. But
Eat
if you're
pussy first, and
18
then if it still
and
doesn't
you're in
work,
high
kill yourself.
school and you want to grow a beard and have a girlfriend,
Go after your principal, eat her pussy out.
or
Older the
you're
pussy, the more the hair grows.
and guys, it actually you find the right one, it tastes pretty fucking good, and you should do it as much as you possibly can because they'll love it, you'll
Exactly.
love it, and you'll have a beard, and people aren't going to fight you.
I think every time you eat a pussy, it adds a week to your life. So if you want to
What
live a
happens
century
every time
long,
I take a chew, though?
oh, I don't know about you.
I think it
Probably adds
takes
to your life too.
like 4 days off. So you're just gonna have to eat a shitload of pussy.
If you eat pussy with chew in your mouth, it just cancels out.
It actually does, because eventually you get as good as I can, and you kiss them with chewing, and they'll love it. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
All
Hey
right, I'm
man,
gonna
thanks
say
for
I got
being here. Tell Mindy
Dutch.
I said hi.
Who's Mandy? I mean, they
What?
always fuck it up. You
Whatever.
said
You
you said
fucked
the
up
wrong.
what's her face earlier.
Yeah, we canceled it out. I got a
Yeah.
pee so fucking bad.
Yeah, I do too. All right, man. Hey, thank you for being here. Until next time, guys. We're out of here. Bye.
Good to see you.